Okay, so let's continue from the previous session. We have solved one example. We have found the fixed moments, and we were drawing the shear force and bending moment diagram. Now, this is the one way of drawing the bending moment, which we have discussed in the previous lecture. This is the quickest way you can draw the bending moment diagram. Uh, but this will give you the this this is the maximum midspan moment, maximum midspan moment, midspan positive bending moment, we can say, that is 9.792 kilonewton meter. Okay, let us just recapitulate the things we have covered. See, to draw the bending moment diagram by this way, you first write down the bending moments along with their directions. So MAC is minus 19.583. Minus means our assumed direction was clockwise, was positive. So this is negative. That means it is anti-clockwise. So it is anti-clockwise 19.583. Then MCA is plus 20.833. That means it is clockwise. So it is plus 20.833. Then MCB is minus 20.833. That means anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise 20.833, and MBC is positive 8.333. That means it is clockwise 8.333. Now, this arrow, the uh, the the direction of the arrow, you plot the bending moment. So let us say from here this is pointing upward. So uh, this will move up. So 19.583. Then on this side it is again pointing upward. It is pointing this point upward. So you are here and it is pointing upward. So it is like this 20.833. Then this is also pointing upward. So this is point. So it is point 20.833. Then this is also pointing it upward. So it is point 8.33. So you now first draw this part. Okay, this is the bending moment due to fixity or continuity. Okay, at the ends there is a fixity. So this diagram will give you the bending moment due to fixity or continuity. Now you have to superimpose the freely supported bending moments. So freely supported bending moments means you have to remove the supports and apply only simple supports for each span and find the bending moment for the given load. So for the first span, we remove this fixed support and apply simple supports at both the ends and find the bending moment for UDL, for the applied load. So for UDL, the bending moment at the midspan will be WL square by 8. So this will give you 30 kilonewton meter. Same way for the second span, you remove the fixed support and consider the span as simply supported and subject it to applied load. You find the bending moment. So the bending moment for eccentric point load will be WAB by L. So this will give you 30 kilonewton meter. So you superimpose these bending moments diagram, this bending moment diagram on the already drawn fixed bending moments due to fixity, and say here also you superimpose this. Okay, now anything below this fixity diagram is negative and anything above this fixity diagram is positive. So now this is your reference. So this is negative, this is positive, negative, positive, and this is negative. So this is how you can draw the bending moment diagrams. Now to find the maximum midspan moment, for span AC, what we have done, we know the bending moment here it is 30. So this value is 30, but from this is from this reference. You have to find from here because this is now your reference axis. So you have to interpolate the value at this location. So 19.583 and 20.833. So at midspan it is 20.20. So you can take the difference of these two. You will get 9.792. That is your positive moment at mid location of span AC. Now sometimes you may have to find the maximum positive moment. Now this may not be the maximum value. Okay, the maximum value, or we can simply write this is midspan positive moment, midspan positive moment, and the maximum moment, maximum positive ending moment, that you have to find. For that you have to find the first you have to find the point of zero shear. So where there is where the shear force is zero, the bending moment will be maximum. So you first have to find the point of zero shear and take the moment at that point. You will get the maximum positive moment. Now another way of drawing the shear force and bending moment diagram is we have this moment here. This is 583. This is 20.833. This is again 20.833 kilonewton meter and 8.333 kilonewton meter. Now you find the shear force also. Let us say the shear force let us find the shear force. Now you consider this span as loaded with UDL of 15 kilonewton meter and subjected to these moments, these final moments, 19.583 kilonewton meter and 20.833 kilonewton meter. Means you consider only this much part. Okay, 19.583 kilonewton meter. I draw the bending moment, this UDL also. This is the 15 kilonewton per meter, and this point load is 80 kilonewton. Okay, so this is the arrangement. Now we are considering only this much part. So now you can find the reactions for this simply supported beam subjected to this applied load as well as the moments from the continuity. So for that, again you can simplify this. For simplicity, you can consider this as this this plus this plus this. Now okay, no UDL. Okay, so now the reaction for this will be 15. This is 4 meter. So you have already this will be W L by 2. So that will be 15 into 4 by 2. That means 30 kilonewton. This will also be 15 into 4 by 2. That means 30 kilonewton. Now this is due to the applied load. Now due to this bending moment, you will have a shear couple. Okay, so this is acting in clockwise direction 20.833. This is acting in anti-clockwise 19.583. So your beam will be subjected to a bending moment in clockwise direction because this value is greater. So the resultant bending moment on this beam will be 20.833 minus 19.583. So this will be 20.833 minus 19.583. So that will be 1.25 kilonewton meter. So now your beam is subjected to this resultant moment of 1.25 kilonewton in clockwise direction. So this is trying to rotate the beam in clockwise direction. So these reactions will be in opposite direction. So this will be in upward direction, this will be in downward direction. Okay, and the value of this will be, this is like this. If this is your beam and it is subjected to moment M, and if L is the span, then your reactions will be M by L and downward M by L. So same thing we are doing here. So this will be 1.25 by 4. That means 0.3125 kilonewton. Okay, and this will also be same 1.25 by 4. That means 0.3125 kilonewton. I am writing simply here 0.3125. Okay, so the total reaction will be at this support will be 30 due to the applied load. Total reaction at support A will be 30 due to applied load plus this value. But now this is actually acting in downward direction. So minus 0.3125. So this will be 29.6875 kilonewton. This will be the reaction at this end, and at this end it will be 30 plus, because this is upward, acting in upward direction, plus 0.3125. So that will be 30.3125 kilonewton. Okay, so this is your final reaction of this end. You can apply the principle of superposition, or simply you can directly calculate this. See, for this end, for this load it will be WL by 2 plus for this it will be M by L. Okay, so what is W? 15 into L 4 divided by 2 plus moment. Now you have to take the net moment. So this is acting in clockwise, this is acting in anti-clockwise. So resultant will be clockwise because this value is higher, so it will be 1.25 minus 1.25 by 4. Okay, and at this end it will be directly, you can find this way also, or simply, or you can simplify this way to understand this. WL by 2 minus plus M by L, so that will be 15 into 4 by 2 plus 1.25 by 4. Directly you can add them and you will get this value. Okay, this is how you get the value of shear force. So the shear force at this location is 29.6875 kilonewton. At this location it is 30.3125 kilonewton. Same way for this span we have to find. So on this side, there is 80 kilonewton point load and a moment acting in clockwise direction at anti-clockwise direction at uh, C, and at B it is clockwise 8.333 kilonewton meter. Here it is 20.833 kilonewton meter. So simply you can, now for this I will directly write the support reactions, but this way you can simplify. You can first find for the applied point load and then you can find for the balance bending moment. So simply for this it will be, for due to this point load the reaction will be 80 into this value. This is 1.5 and this is 0.5 meter, 0.5 meter, 1.5 meter. So into 1.5 by 2, this is due to the applied point load. 80 into 0.5 by 2. Now in addition to this, because of this moment, this is 20.833 acting in anti-clockwise direction. This is 8.33 in clockwise direction. So this one is bigger value. So this will try to rotate the beam in anti-clockwise direction, and the net bending moment will be 20.833 minus 8.333. That means 12.5 kilonewton meter. So this is like your beam subjected to anti-clockwise moment M. So you can find this is trying to rotate the beam in anti-clockwise direction. So reactions will be in clockwise direction. So this will be in clockwise direction. This will be M by L, where L is the span length. This is M by L. Okay, this will be downward, this will be upward, because this is trying to rotate the beam in anti-clockwise direction. So your reactions will be in clockwise direction. So this will be upward. So plus 12.5, this value 12.5 divided by L. L is 2 meter here. So this is due to the fixity. Similarly here it will be minus, because this is in downward direction. 12.5 divided by 2. 2 is the span, 2 meter is the total length of the beam. So finally your reactions will be 80 into 1.5 by 2 plus 12.5 by 2. So that will be 66.25 at C, 66.25 kilonewton, and on the other side it will be 13.75. 80 into 0.5 by 2 minus 12.5 by 2, that will give you 13.75 kilonewton. So these are your support reactions. So here it is 66.25 kilonewton, and here it is 13.75 kilonewton. So now you can draw the shear force diagram. For shear force diagram, let us draw the shear force diagram. Now to draw the shear force diagram, this is shear force diagram. Our sign convention will be for shear force diagram will be clockwise shear as positive. Clockwise shear means anything on right of the section in downward direction is positive, and anything on the left side of the section in upward direction is positive. So let us we are moving from A to B in this direction, let us say. So we'll adopt this sign convention. On left of the section, upward is positive. So when you are here at this point, there is no shear force, so the value is 0. Okay. Now as you cross this point A, this force will come into picture. So, and it is acting in upward direction, and it is, your section is here, force is acting on the left side and it is acting in upward direction. So as per the sign convention, it is positive. So this will be positive 29.6875. okay. Now as you move, this UDL will be there. So at this point, let us say your section is on this side, so there will be this, the total shear force will be 29.6875 minus this 15 into this 4 meter length. This is 4 meter, this is 0.5, and this is 1.5. So it would be 29.6875 minus this much length, this much load. So 15 into 4 is the total UDL just to the left of this section, just to the left of this point. So it will be minus 15 into 4. So it is minus 30 point. At this point it will be minus 30.3125. Okay, how come this value? This will be, this is 29.6875 minus 15 into 4, that will give you this value. Okay, that is the shear force at this point. So simply, when you are just to the left of this section, now as you move just to the right of this section, at this point, these two shear force will come into picture and they are acting in upward direction. And as per the sign convention, on the left side of the section, upward is positive. So when you are on this side, these two force will be there. So this will be minus 30.3125 plus 30.3125 plus 66.25. So that will give you the bending moment 66.25. kilonewton. Okay, at this point. Okay, now after that, just to the left of this point load, there is no load, so this will be constant. Okay, it will be constant because there is no load. But as we cross this point load, so this 80 kilonewton will be acting in downward direction. So at this point it is 66.25, and just to the left right of this section it will be 66.25 minus 80. So 66.25 minus 80, that will be minus 13.75. So it will be somewhere here minus 13.75. How come this value? It is 66.25 minus 80. So this will give you this value, and 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 just to the left of this point B there is no point load, so this will continue. Okay, and as you cross this point load, this reaction will come into picture and it will be minus 13.75 plus 13.75, it will be 0. So now you can draw the bending moment diagram. See, from here to here, from 0, then there is point load, this reaction, so there is sudden increase in the shear force bending moment, shear force diagram. Then as we move, this UDL will be acting, and so this will be a linear variation. Then from here to here there is sudden increase in shear force because of this support reaction. Then from here to here the bending moment diagram will be constant. Okay, and from there again it goes down. Okay, and then horizontal, and then so this is your bending moment diagram. So anything above this is positive, anything below is negative, positive, negative. So this is your shear force diagram. This is positive diagram. This is negative. This is positive. And this is negative. Now we also have to find the point of zero shear. So this is the point of zero shear. So this distance you have to find, and this distance. So since this is linear variation, okay, this is x to the power 1, this value will be the shear force value divided by the intensity of the point load. So this will be 29.6875. Note that this is linear variation, that is why we are doing this. If it is parabolic, then you have to equate it, you have to formulate and equate it to 0, then only you will get. But since this is linear variation, you can do it. So 29.6875 divided by the intensity of load. So you know that d by dx of bending moment will give you shear force, and d by dx of shear force will give you the intensity of the load. So you want to find this x, distance x. So we are doing shear, what we are doing, we are dividing the shear force with the intensity of load. So here the intensity is 15 kilonewton meter. So we are dividing this shear force with this, you will get this distance. So if you divide this, it will be 29.6875 divided by 15. So it will be 1.979. Okay, and obviously this will be 4 minus 1.979. But other way to find is, you can do this way also. Here it is 30.3125. So 30.3125 divided by 15, you will get the same value. You can verify that. 30.3125. So it will be 2.021, and if you do this way, this will also give you 4 minus 1.979. It will give you 20.21. Okay, so you have the value of the point of zero shear. So point of zero shear is at distance 1.979 meter from A. Okay, so you can now, this is your shear force diagram. Now you can draw the bending moment diagram also. Now to draw the bending moment diagram from the shear force diagram, there is a simple trick that I will tell you now. Let us draw the lines. This is the point where the bending moment will be maximum. So we are drawing a line there also. Now to draw the bending moment diagram from shear force diagram, to draw bending moment diagram from shear force diagram, remember area under shear force diagram will give bending moment diagram or bending moment value. That means suppose we want to draw the bending moment diagram, which we have already drawn from by method of superimposition. Now let us draw the same diagram using this concept. Area under the shear force diagram gives bending moment diagram. So the first the bending moment at this point is 19.583. It is minus 19.583. Now in this case, this will be your zero reference axis. Okay, so this is 0, this is 0. Whereas in the earlier case, this used to be your reference axis now. So anything below that was negative. So here minus 19.583. Okay, it is negative, so minus in downward direction. Then area under this part, area under this part, you have to add. So minus 19.583 plus area of this triangle, that will be 1 by 2. Area of this triangle will be 1/2 base into height. Here base is into 1.979, this 1.979, and height is 29.6875 into 29.6875. So this will give you the bending moment at this location, that is this point, because we have considered area up to this point. So minus 19.583 minus 19.583 plus 1/2 base is 1.983 1.979 into 29.6875. So this will give you the bending moment at this point as plus 9.793. So the bending moment at this point will be 9.793 kilonewton meter. This is also kilonewton meter. Now from just to the left of this section, there is no bending moment, so it is 0 here. And as you cross just to the right, of this bending moment will be come into picture. This bending moment will come into picture, so it will be 19.583. So 0 here, then minus 19.583 here. Then you add the area of this triangle. You will get the bending moment at this location. Now the value of shear force is decreasing from this point to this point. There is maximum shear force here, and then it is decreasing. So the slope of the bending moment curve will be maximum here and minimum here. So for slope to be maximum, a curve, the tangent to the curve should be vertical. Tangent to the curve should be vertical, and the tangent to the curve at this point should be horizontal, because the slope should be minimum. So slope will be minimum when tangent will be almost horizontal. So if you draw the curve, then it will be like this. Okay, and from here to here, this. Okay, now this value 9.79. Now you want to find the bending moment at this point, so you have to add this area. So you add this area. Note that this is negative area, so you have to deduct this. So this value 9.793 minus 9.793 minus 1/2 base is 2.021 and the height is 30.5. 30.3125. So how much is this value? This minus 0.5 into 2.021 multiplied by 30.3125. So this will give you minus 20.838. So bending moment here will be minus 20.838 kilonewton meter. Now again this slope is minimum here and maximum here. So the tangent to the curve here will be horizontal, tangent to the curve here will be vertical. You draw a curve tangent to these two tangents. So your bending moment diagram will be like this. So this will be negative, this will be positive, this part will be negative. Now for the second part. For this part, you have the bending moment as minus 20.838 here. You add this area. Area of rectangle will be height multiplied by the width. This is 0.5 meter. This is 1.5. So 0.5 into 66.25. So here for the third segment will be minus 20.838 plus, because this shear force diagram is positive, so plus 66.25 multiplied by 0.5, because this distance is 0.5. Area of this triangle rectangle will be 66.25 into 0.5. So you will get see, this is your bending moment at this point. Let us say this point be P point. This is the bending moment at P. This is the bending moment at C, and this is the bending moment at Q. Let us say this is P point, this is Q point, this is A, and this is B, and this is C. So at this point it would be plus 66.25 into 0.5, so that will be 12.287. So bending moment here will be 12.287. At this point the bending moment is positive value 12.287. So here it will be 12.287. Okay. Now here there is a point load, so the variation will be a linear one. So from here to here the bending moment diagram will be linear value. Okay. Now the bending moment at B point MB will be equal to this value 12.287, then this area is actually negative, so it will be 13.75 into 1.5 minus 13. Wait a minute, we left some moment here. Yeah, okay. 13.75 into 1.5 minus 13.75 into 1.5, that will give you minus 8.333 or 3 something like that. So see 12.283 minus 13.75 into 1.5, so this will give you minus minus 8.333 kilonewton meter. So you simply just draw a line. Again, this is linear variation of bending moment, and from here and just to the right of this, when you move just to the right of this moment will come into picture, that is 8.333. so your diagram will be closed. So here it will be closed, it will be 0. Okay, so this is how you can draw the bending moment diagram. This is positive, this is negative. This is your negative area, this is positive area. This is negative area, and this is positive area. This is positive area. And this part is the negative area. Okay. So, and you have to find these 2 points of zero shear also. This is one point of zero shear, point of contraflexion, point of zero bending moment, because the bending moment is 0 here, the bending moment is 0 here, and this distance. Now here you have to equate the bending moment to 0. So let the bending moment for point of contraflexion, point of contraflexion, or we can say the point of zero bending moment, will be, you have to equate minus 9, let us say moment at any distance x be equal to 0, moment at x equals to 0, x means this section is x, this section, let this section be x section. So bending moment at this point will be minus 19.583 then this will be in hogging, then 29.6875 positive into x plus 29.6875 into x, okay, plus then due to this UDL on this much part, it will be again causing hogging moment, so 15 into x square by 2, 15 into x square by 2 minus 15 into x square by 2, this will be equal to 0, that is net bending moment over here. Now you can solve this quadratic equation to get the values of x. So these will be So this will give you x, the x values. If you solve this quadratic equation, x equals to 0.836 meter, and another value is, or x equals to 3.122 meter. So first point of contraflexion will be 0.836 at 0.368 meter, and the second point of contraflexion from this point to this point, from here to here, it will be 3.122 meter. So you can find 4 minus 3.122. It will be 0.878 meter. Okay, 0.878 meter. Okay. So this way you can draw the bending moment diagram as well. Okay, this is one way of drawing the bending moment diagram from the shear force diagram, and or you can draw the bending moment simply by principle of superposition. You superimpose the freely supported bending moment on the bending moments due to fixity. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. If you have any doubt, we can discuss now. Any doubt in this? Any doubt?